Yes, I'm a licensed mental health counselor and a certified clinical sex therapist. I have an office in Clearwater, Florida, and I see clients online internationally as well. It's my pleasure to be able to help my clients build their ideal life and their ideal relationship. From the cradle to the grave, we have an unconscious urge, a burning desire to bond to another. Attachment is the evolutionary origin of love. And it goes back to the survival of infants. Babies are utterly dependent on their caregivers. And let's face it, babies are high maintenance, right? Noisy, messy, they have to be carried, they wake you up in the middle of the night, destroy your sex life. But if they weren't so damn cute, we might not tend to their every need. Evolution has installed the attachment mechanism in adult caregivers and their babies that bonds them together for life. Baby is born, mother is flooded with the love and bonding hormone of oxytocin. Just at the mere gaze of her infant, they are linked forever. And the same is true of adult relationships. We engage in the same behaviors with our potential partners. Hand-holding, kissing, face stroking, smiling, and then the great addition of sex, which is more oxytocin that we get to have as adults. Another way of looking at attachment is feeling connected to a person. When things go wrong, you reach out to someone. You seek their comfort and guidance. When they go away, you feel physical pain. Wherever that person is, feels like home. Based on Emily Nagassi's work, she describes the 4 stages of attachment. Proximity seeking. You meet that person. You want to be near them. You don't stop talking about them or thinking about them. We all have that friend where you keep hearing about the new guy or the new girl. That's all they think about. Wherever, they can't get enough of each other. When you're in this stage, you feel fantastic. Better than you have in a long time. It's infatuation. Safe haven. In this stage, you want to be near this person when things go wrong. Not only do you feel good with this person, but you also want to reach out to this person in challenging times. You have a rough day, you call, you can't solve a problem, you seek guidance, just to feel supported when you're having a challenging time. Separation anxiety. You feel better when you are with them, and worse when you are without them. It begins to hurt when the object of attachment goes away. You miss them. Secure-based. Over time, you realize that your object of attachment may go away, but they will come back. You trust that they will come back. Being with them is your baseline. Being with them is good. Away from them isn't painful, because you trust that you will be together again without fear or anxiety. They become your emotional home. Returning to them is it's an emotional home, but turning to them is like coming home. The way we attach to others has a lot to do with how we were parented. 50% of the population is securely attached, the other 50% not securely attached. We attach securely when our parents are reliable, available. When we cry, they come to us. When we hurt, they comfort us. When we turn around, they're there. When they go away, they come back. Remember, babies rely on their caregivers for survival. It's a serious thing if a child or an infant has to figure out how to cope with potential abandonment. We attach insecurely when our parents are less reliable. They may not be available. They might have a lot of stress in their life. They may be suffering from a mental illness or drug or alcohol addiction. They may be there, but they may not be much help. The child may need them, but there's no guarantee that they're going to be there when they reach out. There are 2 main insecure attachment styles. Anxious, you are afraid your partner may abandon you, that they may stop loving you, that you are not worthy of their love, or that you love them more than they love you. When your partner goes away, you feel panic, and when they come back, you don't necessarily feel better. These are the people waiting for the phone to ring, and if it doesn't ring, they call incessantly until they get a reply. They may sacrifice their own well-being, health, and career because they're spending more time worrying about the relationship with no regard to their own well-being. They function from a fear of abandonment. Ernest Hemingway wrote, "The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much and forgetting that you are special too." People with an avoidant attachment style manage their fear of abandonment by never really attaching to anyone. They always have one foot out the door. They have a difficult time committing to dates, difficult time committing to the relationship and the idea of being in love, even though they want to be loved. They worry that their partner loves them too much. They would leave their partner before their partner left them. They function from a fear of engulfment. Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey or James Bond are Hollywood's examples of avoidant attachment. Okay, so now it's your turn. I'm going to read some statements to you. I want you to tell me what attachment style, anxious, secure, or avoidant. If my partner does not reveal their emotions to me, I fear they are hiding something. Okay. It's easy for me to be affectionate with my partner. Secure. I don't forgive easily. If someone messes up once, that's it. Right, avoidant. As you're listening to what I'm talking about so far, are you wondering about your own attachment style or your partner's attachment style? Okay, so I'm going to give you just a quick quiz. I'm going to read 3 different self-descriptions. See which one fits for you. I am somewhat uncomfortable being close to others. I find it difficult to trust them completely, difficult to allow myself to depend on them. I am nervous when anyone gets too close, and often others want me to be more intimate than I feel comfortable being. Another one. I find it relatively easy to get close to others, and am comfortable depending on them and having them depend on me. I don't worry about being abandoned or about someone getting too close to me. And the last one. I find that others are reluctant to get as close as I would like. I often worry that my partner doesn't really love me or won't want to stay with me. I want to get very close to my partner, and this sometimes scares people away. I am a firm believer in change. I guess I wouldn't make a very good therapist if I didn't believe there was some kind of change. An insecure attachment style can be changed. You can change that, but you can't change anybody else's. That's going to be their responsibility. Your level of security can influence your partner, which may, if they choose, create a more secure attachment style. Your partner's attachment style matters as much as yours and can be influenced by yours. I'm sure it won't surprise you that 2 secure attachment styles create a healthier relationship. There's an ebb and flow. Emotionally and physically, they can move toward each other, and they can also move away without a great deal of distress. Typically, securely attached people sustain relationships with other securely attached people. A securely attached person may not tolerate an insecurely attached person, as managing the fear-based crowding and distancing can be too much. 2 anxiously attached people are joined at the hip. They spend all their time together, but it's not a blissful kind of relationship. It can be neurotic and fear-based. They worry that if their partner goes away, they will not come back, so they never leave their partner alone. 2 avoidant attachments, that's rare. They act like a rubber band. They attach differently, less intensely. They get close, freak out, move away, freak out. They break up, they get back together again. They break up, they get back together again. You know the rest of the story there. It's a way to create an intimate connection without getting too close. Anxious and avoidant. They get into a relationship, then the avoidant says that's too close and moves away. The anxious person follows. The avoidant moves away even further, the anxious person trailing after. Sort of the chasee and the chaser. The purpose of sharing these different attachment styles with you is not so that you're going to run home and break up with somebody, unless that's the healthiest thing for you to do. but for you to sort of understand yourself better, understand what's healthy for you, help you find that ideal partner. Emotionally focused therapy, EFT, was developed by Dr. Sue Johnson. It is an approach to seeing relationships as an attachment bond, offering opportunities to shape more loving connections. To have a loving relationship, we need to communicate in sensitive and loving ways. Learning to have a love conversation can help you bridge the gap and create security for you and your partner. Strive to listen with an open mind, validate and acknowledge others. Express your thoughts and feelings softly, simply, and slowly. So often we want to do the talking, the criticizing, the controlling, and manipulating. It's important to express your feelings and have your viewpoint heard. But if you're communicating from the heart, you have a willingness to listen. Observe body language. Listen for the feeling words in your partner's conversation. The first rule of listening is be nice. It's nice to be nice. I had no boyfriend tell me that. He was saying it to me more than I was saying that to him. Okay. Being open means putting aside the judgments and presumptions that can occur, allowing your partner's words to impact you. Validate. Let go of the snappy responses and instead slow down and acknowledge what is being said. Express and empathize with what you're hearing. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize your own feelings and those of others to guide the way you think and behave. Okay, here's an exercise you can do with your partner tonight. We'll just rehearse right now so you'll get an A+. A great way to start a love conversation is in a positive note. Recall the last time that you had a really great moment with your partner, where you felt secure, attached, and at ease. Remember where you were, what you were doing. Possibly think about something you appreciate about your partner. Describe in your mind the situation or quality that you appreciate, and how the good feelings that came with that experience. Ask yourself what it would feel like to tell your partner this. What would it feel like to hear this? And now, just how do you feel about your partner? Just doing that exercise. There are many ways that we take care of ourselves, many needs we can meet on our own. However, emotional resources, many of them we seek from others. Respect, gratitude, and autonomy. Respect is the ability to recognize the ways others' experiences can be different from yours, yet be true, valid, right, and important. In couples therapy, I think I say this in the first session always to my clients, is you may not like or agree with what's being said, but be present and listen to what your partner's saying. There will always be a shard of truth in there and something to learn. Gratitude is expressing appreciation, and it's one of the most fulfilling things you can do, and one of the most fulfilling things to hear from someone else. Expressing this increases awareness of the positive things. What you think about, you get more thoughts about. The opposite is criticism, which is basically telling someone whatever it is that they're doing is wrong. Autonomy. We have a need to know ourselves and feel that independence and come together with another person. You are there for them, but you give them the space to grow as an individual. Sometimes it's challenging to feel loving and generous with your partner, or to feel kind. Try to go through something called the story of us. To get the connection back, it will feel good and you'll have great memories. So recall when you first met, what attracted you to this person, besides their physical attributes. What made you go out on the first date? What made you accept the first date? What made you decide that you wanted to ask that person out? If you're in a long-term or committed relationship, what made you decide to make that commitment with your partner? Look for the happy moments, the bond moments, a sense of we-ness, us against the world. Whatever your attachment style or your partner's attachment style, you are never done at becoming more skilled at communicating your needs or finding ways to accommodate your partner's needs without losing yourself. You're never finished. Your relationship is a co-creation by you and your partner. It is what you make it. Make it kind, generous, liberating. Make it a safe place to come home. Thank you.